All right. Woo, guys, welcome to our unique devotion for the day. So, I'm feeling better. If you've been following the last couple of videos I've made, having this head cold thing going on, maybe allergies, not really sure, but it's going away. So, whatever it is, it's almost out the door. So, we are in Galatians chapter 4. I'm going to read verses 8 through 11. There's a couple of sections here in a bigger section. So, the main heading is Fears for the Church. Not Fears for Tears. Look that up if you want. Google it, Fears for Tears. Tears for Fears? Might have that backwards. Anyway, we've been looking at the questions of all are one. Are you part of the family? And kind of what that means. And then the last video, what is in your heart? So they all kind of come together. So if you've been following along or watching these videos, you understand where the scripture is coming from. So if you haven't, I encourage you, go back and catch that scripture. Today's question I'm going to throw out right away. Do you sense, not throw it out, give it to you. Do you sense that God knows you? So here's the scripture, it'll make sense. But then, indeed, when you did not know God, you served those which by nature are not God's. But now, after you have known God, or rather are known by God, how is it that you turn again to the weak and beggarly elements, to which you desire again to be in bondage? You observe days and months and seasons and years. I am afraid for you, lest I have labored for you in vain. So that question, do you sense that God knows you, comes from, but now after you have known God, you know God, you've started to make that connection, you're trying to communicate to Him, or rather are known by God, it's coming from the other direction. Do you sense that He knows you? Because even before you started to really communicate with Him, He was always communicating with you. God has always been communicating with you. From day one, from that very moment that you came into being. We could say from the very moment you were conceived, He's been communicating to you. I could even argue, debate, that He was communicating to you before He even formed the world, before He even formed the universe, that He had already started that process. And since He knows the past, He knows the present, He knows the future, which really only exists in this universe, if you will, it's something that we construct, past, present, and future, He's already aware that He's going to create you. He's already aware that you're going to be in existence. Now let that blow your mind for a second, and know that, do you sense that God knows you in that thought process? Rather are known by God. There should be a feeling of, I must be a little bit important then for Him to bring an entire universe into being and then create millions and billions of people over the ages as instances of Him, created in His likeness. Male, female, all different colors, all different, a plethora, a mosaic of people have existed on this earth, and not one is exactly the same as the other. Do you sense that God knows you? In the midst of all that, you are so important and so special. I really hope that you can get that though we're working on this channel to communicate with Him and reconnect in that way, He's always been connected to us. And when we disconnect throughout the day or throughout the weeks, throughout the months, He's still connected to us. Things to think about. That's what we do in His channel. So think about that. There's no pump-up music this time. Instead, there are a few playlists. You are more than welcome to just randomly scroll through it real fast, zip through it, pick one out of the blue, or if you've been looking at them and there's one in particular that you like, play that one. It's not my music, it's just music that I find throughout the internet that I enjoy, and I think it goes along with what we're doing here. So check that out. Please like, please subscribe, please share this on your social media. Get your friends involved. I really want to build some perspective here that we can all kind of engage in, of understanding what these scriptures might mean to different people and how they come together, and then trying to bring out the original meaning at the same time, and just build that perspective, and in doing so, building that communication with God. So on that note, I hope God gives you all the blessings you deserve, and even more so, all the blessings you don't deserve. Until next time, have a wonderful day.